You've played sport, watched sport, you've probably even got the t-shirt. But have you ever wondered how an activity becomes a sport? This is the Sports Law Canary Guide to defining sport. To understand sport, we need to go back to its historical roots. Thousands of years ago, soldiers practiced activities like archery, fencing and athletics in order to develop their fighting skills. Gradually though, the focus shifted away from warfare to practicing activities for fun. The French called this type of recreation disport, which later became shortened to sport. Nowadays the word sport refers to a wide category of activities played by teams, individuals, on the ground, in the air, on water, snow and in hundreds of different combinations. To look at how this works in practice, let's see how this applies to Anne. Her favourite sport is skiing, and whenever she's out and about on the slopes, she always enjoys ski jumping, and in particular, her favourite event within this discipline is the 90 metres women's ski jump. She likes being an athlete in a recognised sport, as this gives her legal protection if she hurts someone while she's playing. She also receives money from the government directly from special athlete grants and indirectly in the form of lower taxes on her sports goods. Her friend Bob likes gardening and walking the dog, but while both of these hobbies involve physical exertion, gardening and dog walking are classed as pastimes rather than sports because of their informal nature. Bob also likes cycling though and competes in races on the weekends. However, this causes problems for our definition, since Bob is playing a sport when he cycles fast in a race, but when he cycles slowly to work each morning, he is just exercising. So how can Anne and Bob tell if their activities are sports? Well, some organisations suggest that for a sport to be recognised, it has to have a certain number of people participating in it. Others suggest there needs to be a formal set of rules, enforced by a single organisation. However, the wide variety of activities and the differences between each of them means applying one single definition to every sport is almost impossible. For example, does every sport have to be physical, or to improve an athlete's health, to be played instead of demonstrated, or to involve competition against other athletes? Anne and Bob therefore looked for lists of what other people said were sports. They found that different countries and competitions had different rules on what activities are defined as sports. For example, the International Olympic Committee publishes a list of all the recognised sports they allow to compete in their Olympics. Bob was happy because cycling was on this list. However, the list was terrible news for Anne, as women's ski jumping was not. Defining sport can help politicians to allocate money to those athletes that need it most and ensure that people can play together safely. However, until everybody can agree on one definition of what actually is a sport, there will always be problems. I'm Kris and this has been the Sports Law Canary Guide to Defining Sport.